song came to me, and a lot of people always say song coming in a dream, but it didn't do that to me. You don't do that to me. It just comes to me. But all these rocks, though, are left to remind us that they're going to be here. They were here before us, and they're going to be here when we're gone.
Treaty being signed here, or it might not have been signed here. There's signage from non-native people, and it's a pretty good account of how many soldiers were killed here, which weren't many. There were an estimated 7 soldiers killed during their time here, but this was called the worst post in the West because of the hostile natives that were constantly doing war parties on wagon trains and the Pony Express, the mail route.
Because they were invading our country.
Exactly. And soldiers here would rather fight the Confederates on the East Coast than to fight the Western Shoshone Nation because of how strong and powerful we were. It was just deadly here.
Here's Overland Pass right over here where it comes down into that little saddle. That's the Pony Express trail right along through these hills all the way to that other little saddle over there. That used to be the Pony Express trail. And this here is where they used to stop and take their break, I would imagine. Mustang from this valley, this route. When I drive through there, you can see a bunch of horses, going over that way towards the hot springs, because that's the only water hole they have. That's the nice area picking pines. And, down in here is the Timokes. And, this is where we all shared right in here. And all the way up that way. And all the people that lived in this valley, we all had our own pine picking place. So this is where I always come when I say I come out and pick pine out here in my homeland.
Right here is a plaque of a treaty, and it has a picture of the treaty signers, and it actually has the treaty print here. It tells 2 sides, but it really only tells one side, which is that the United States government broke the treaty and never held up anything. I do believe by the Prairie Rock up by the Gardner Ranch, and it's that close to Overland Creek.
Yeah.
That was the consensus of where the treaty was signed.
So they used to use these too, the plants and stuff and the seeds. And I was just telling Belle that they'd clean cataracts out of their eyes with some of these because it's really sharp. We got everything here. Grass for horses a long time ago. Now cows eating it. But we used to use that for our horses. And my grandpa used to have a horse herd, and he used to run them all through here, but you can't do that anymore. You can't do that. Not with the government here.
We had built the root house, and then the cavalry came in onto a land that we had already developed and established and kicked us off of it, killed us, pushed us off, and then built their own barracks on top of where we originally were.
They'd have a round rock, and then you got another rock like that, and then you just grind it up, all your seeds. And they use it for duva too. You'd crack the shells with that rock, and then you put it on your yandu, and you lay your pine nuts on that yandu. Then you get your coals and you put it on top of that, your duva, and then you just go like this, and it used to cook it, roast it. That's how my grandma used to do it before ovens and like we do it now. But that's how she'd prepare it. And then whatever was done would be hard, and then she'd grind it up. And we'd have gravy, duva gravy, or guatsap, duva guatsap. Well, They say it goes up in Wyoming, so excuse me. And we got all these willows here. We'll go that way. That's where my grandma used to get her willows. To make goro and that yandu. We used to get them willows to there. And that's what we used. And then we use that red willow for the frame up these creek canyons over that way. That's what then they'd use that for the frame for the yandu. Then let them dry into that shape, and then they'd shave their willows and stuff. So we don't see that anymore. But my grandma used to do all that, my gagu. And the sagebrush too. We used to use all that too, because in the wapi, these cedar, they used to weave nets into them. And a long time ago, they used to have rabbit drives too. Rabbit drives, mostly that way. And then there's a called Spruce Mountain over that way too. They'd have like traps for deer and antelope. That's how they survived on Haduhia over here, the deer and the rabbits. And there's a show called Meat Eaters. And they act like they discovered how to do rabbit, but they were cooking him with wine. And you know how dye was, but we just boil them and it makes a good broth. My grandma had relatives in Wells, and I thought they were never from here. But she came over one time, Nellie Charlie, and she went up Overland Creek and knew right where to go. Went over a hill, and so she was raised around here. People, they all moved away. Lee, some went to Wahi, some went to Avonbach. So, okay,
Oh, you're done?
I'm done now.
There's a song that goes to the flag, so it's just like the regular American flag song for Shoshone flag, but for Shoshone flag. Arami via royal man nong angando sabu wanarin damen navi in the solo vai damen nazi wanarin damen. Put in our colors up, the red, white, and blue. Our red, white, and blue that are sacred to us. Damen navi and like kind of like saying like a blessing in a fight. Damen nazi wanarin in the solo vai. And we still fight for our rights today. And we think of this flag as our sovereignty, as a representation from our Shoshone nation.